welcome to episode 22 of the Zazu podcast. My name is Cardigan and I'm coming to you from Utrecht, the Netherlands. And you can find me on Ravelry as Woolbox, on Instagram as wool_box, and you can find my hand-dyed yarns in my Etsy shop, which is Zazu Yarns. There's also a Ravelry group for this podcast, and then you just type in the Zazu podcast group in the Ravelry group section, and then you'll find it. You'll see that things changed again in the background because I'm still trying to find the best spot to podcast in our new home. Actually, I do really like this place or this spot because this is actually the place where I work. So the camera, where you guys are, is on my desk, and behind me are all my things I use for knitting and for working and stuff. And as you can see, all my knitting books and knitting patterns are over there. If you hear that sound, that's probably my neighbor again, thinking that it's really super cool to put the radio on really loud from his car. And if you don't hear it, then you're lucky. I hope the sound from this spot is better than last week. Because last week it sounded pretty hollow, and you could also hear some kind of weird thing through the sound, and that might be my computer, but I don't know because I actually never really changed anything to my computer settings or my computer or the camera after moving. And suddenly the sound is not that great anymore, so I don't know why that is, apart from the hollow thing, because I didn't put up the curtains yet, or at least not in the back of the house, so I still need to do that. So right now I actually tried to put down some pillows from where I'm sitting, so it might be a little helpful. As far as my week, my past week, I actually improved my walking. I don't actually know why, because it's not because I rested more or whatever. I actually didn't do that, I think. So there's no real connection to what I'm doing and how my pelvic issues are, but I can manage to walk a little again. Not like a marathon or whatever, but I can manage to walk a few hundred meters, I think. So that's really nice, and that means that I'm going to take advantage of however long that may take to do all the things in the house that I still wanted to do. So it probably has something to do with the fact that I am getting the creeps or something like that, because I just want to have everything finished before the baby comes, and I'm like, okay, he is coming really fast or soon from this moment on. So I am doing all the laundry, washing all of his clothes, all of the bed sheet things, cleaning everything like a maniac, while I'm really not that tidy of a person, so that's really new to me. And I'm just doing everything that I wanted to do. So I'm also doing some DIYs for the nursery because that's not finished yet. I got a lot of great comments from you guys with a lot of tips for the exporting and uploading problems I had, and the computer problems I had. So thank you very much for that. A lot of people actually recommended uploading or exporting by night, or making sure you have something else to do. I kind of fixed a big part of the problem by changing my settings for the how do you say that? I don't know. Like after 50 minutes your screen shuts down, and then my exporting or uploading would shut down as well. So I would be coming back and forth to the computer to make sure that the screen was still on. But you can change that setting. So I don't have to do that anymore, so that I can do something else, and I don't have to be home all the time or at least be near my computer to make sure that it's still exporting or uploading. So thank you very much for that. But my point was, what was my point? I don't know anymore. Oh yes, my point was that a lot of you guys also commented on my question, do you want to see the nursery? And a lot of you guys told me, yes, we would love to see the nursery. So I'm definitely going to show you, but I do want to have it finished, obviously. And right now I have all these clothes hanging to dry. I hope I will finish that next week. So it's either going to be next week or the week after that. But in the pace I'm going right now, I'm doing really good. So hopefully next week, and then maybe not everything is finished, but I can tell you what's still missing. So that's a little bit about my week. I'm looking at my show notes if you guys think, what is she doing all the time? So we're actually good to go and talk about my projects. So the first one is Seep Sweater, my boyfriend's sweater, which is the Anything for Love sweater by Justina Lokoska. I'm having a hard time working on this, which has different reasons, I think. Let me just see. This is the back, and as you can see, there's a stitch marker. I moved it to where I was last time I podcasted, so you can see that I didn't really do a whole lot, but this takes so much time because right now I'm around 400 stitches around, and it's just not really, I don't know, it's obviously it's really simple at this point, because you just go round, and every other round you increase, and that's everything you do. But for some reason I don't really like the yarn needle combination, I think, because I'm knitting this on a full size smaller than recommended. So I'm knitting this on a size 3mm carbons, as you can see, and I don't know, it's just not, I don't know, it's just not really, it's really slow. I don't know why, but it's really, really slow. Every time I finish a round, I'm like, wow, have I only done one round? It feels like I've done 3 rounds, but no, then it's just one round. So I'm trying to put a few rows in every day, but it's not working every day. But you can see there's quite a bit of yarn going in because this is the third ball, and I'm going to show you the front. This is what I have so far. So this is already the third skein, which by the end of this there will be 150 grams in this. So it's just a tight gauge, I think, and I'm just going to have to be patient. And the other thing I think why I'm not really enjoying this is because the weather is actually really nice right now here, or really nice. It's still cloudy, but the temperatures have gone up, so we're in the between, I'd say around 22, 23 degrees Celsius, that is. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. So spring and summer is really coming, and this is really thick stuff, like winter stuff. So that might have something to do with that. By the way, I forgot to mention this. If you think there is something weird about my face, then you're correct. I did know this, but I didn't pay attention to it. Apparently, when you're pregnant, your pigment can go and do crazy stuff. And I thought that was actually more for the really, really pale people, but it seems that it's actually more for people that are not so pale. And since I have a little bit more pigment than, well, I don't know, than really pale people, it seems like I'm in the category of the women that might have this issue. So when you go out in the sun, then part of your face can like color really dark compared to, I don't know, you just get spots or whatever. I don't know how you call it, like stains. It's like having stains in your face. And I never actually put sunscreen on, or at least not when I'm just going out here, because I never burn, and I don't know, it's not that bright of a sun yet. So yesterday I was out actually the entire day, or at least I had lunch with a friend, and we were outside, and I was sitting in the sun, and then all of a sudden I went inside, and then I saw I looked like a panda. Because if you can see this, I'm going a little bit closer. Maybe you're not seeing this, but you see this is a lot wider than this, and it looks like I had some really weird sunglasses on, but I didn't have my sunglasses on. So you can see that this is darker, and then suddenly there's some kind of weird line here. Don't know where that comes from. And then there is some, you see this? Looks like I was smudging with makeup or whatever, but I don't have any makeup on apart from mascara. So you can see it here as well. And this part is totally white. What is that? So I'm like a reverse panda. So interesting. I wasn't feeling sexy at all before this, but I'm not really feeling sexy now. So I don't know. I'm just going to have to wait until after birth, and then really hope that I'm going back to normal with all the things. But it was kind of funny because I told Seep yesterday, like, can you see this? Can you see this? He was like, a little. And then this morning, when I wasn't thinking about it anymore, he was like, whoa! you can see that. I was like, okay, that just was the evening darkness that made it all disappear a little. So, I don't know. I think it's actually pretty funny, right? I mean, it looks like I had these really, really weird, like, these really weird small round glasses on or whatever. But whatever. Let's move on to the next whip because you're not here to talk about me being a panda. Or turning into one. I don't know. The next one is my featherweight cardigan, which I'm knitting out of my own hand-dyed yarn. And I'm trying to untangle this. Yes. So, this is where I am. So I made quite a bit of progress, which I already told you that I was going to probably give this a lot of love because I just really like the project and I really like the way the yarn is knitting up. I just like the flecky speckly thing and I really like the color. So, I don't know where I was last time, but I think I showed you what I did under the armhole. So I think I was about here. So I did quite a bit. And, well, this is actually, compared to Seep Sweater, this is really potato chippy and it's going really fast, so nothing to complain about that. And I do really like these bright flecks that pop up once in a while. I think it's just really cool. The yarn, as I said, is my own hand-dyed yarn, which is Roses and Wine, Zazu yarns, in the colorway Roses and Wine. And I still have some of that in my shop, if I'm correct. So that's cool. And I'm knitting this on 4mm interchangeable Knit Pro Novas, which are just the metal ones. If you can see that. And thank you to everyone that placed orders last week. Yeah, I can say that. Thank you. The next one, I'm actually not going to show you, are my socks. I did work on them, but not that much, so there's not really a lot to see. So I'm just going to leave that. But I did remember that I wanted to tell you what the yarn was because I got some comments that the effect in the yarn was really cool. So, and I told you that I had another ball or skein, whatever, of that yarn. So I went stash diving, and oh my god, do I have a stash. I really have to do something about that. That is, I don't know, it kind of scared me a little bit when I was looking for this, because I found all these yarns that I was like, oh, I still have this, I still have that, I still have so many sweater amounts, or sweater quantities of yarn that I'm not knitting sweaters out of, and I really have to do something about that. But so this is a promise I'm going to make. I'm not going to buy yarn in a while because I will probably not even have a lot of time to knit when the baby gets here, so I shouldn't buy yarn. So let's see how that's going to work. You never know, right? But the yarn for the socks is this, and I remember it was German. I'm just going to. So it's by Wolle, and it says Fliegende Untertasse, which is German for flying something. I think flying, I don't know the word. Like, you can, whatever, it doesn't matter. And this one is in totally different colors, so it's a blue, purple, really bright red, and pink. And this should also have the same effect, and you can see what the yarn does right there. Hello? Come on. Yes. So, last week I showed you my socks that are made out of this yarn. And this one is that. So, and as you can see, I tried to explain that last week, but I should have just gotten this ball. And it's it's kind of funny that my whole face is disappearing by this ball of yarn. It looks really weird. Okay, distractions. But as you can see here, you can just put this on a doorknob or whatever, and then wind off the two balls for the two socks. And as you can see here, there are these two strands coming from it. And those are actually the two beginnings for the ball of yarn, the balls of yarn that you should wind. And because they are together, you can see that they are evenly colored. I'm trying to show you this. Can you see that? Either end is really pink, and then it goes to a grayish purple. Maybe this is not. I'm going to pull this. So, like this, you can see it better. So they're really evenly dyed up, which means you should get the, well, same socks. They will probably not be exactly the same, but kind of the same. So yeah, but this is still, it might take a while before I break into this one, but I do really like the effect, and I don't know, I think it's fun. So about that. And then I have another work in progress. I didn't show you this last week, and you are going to experience a little bit of shaking now because I actually put my computer on top of this project. So I'm sorry. I've been working on this baby cardigan again. So I actually finished one sweater, one sleeve, and it's a sweater, it's not a cardigan. Okay, rewind. I finished. No, I didn't finish it. It's not finished. I finished one sleeve on this baby sweater. Yay. Okay, so this is the sleeve, and I just did the same ribbing at the end of the sleeve as I did on the bottom and on the top. And I'm just going to have to pick up these stitches and do the other sleeve, and then pick up stitches for the button bands, or button bands, one button band. I'm not going to make whatever. So yeah, that's coming along, and I actually do prefer the rolled up sleeve idea with baby sweaters. I don't know, I think that's just cute like that. So I already roll it up because I think it just looks cute, and then I have something cute to look at when I'm knitting. So that's coming along, and I'm knitting this out of also my own hand-dyed yarn, 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades of Brown, I'm sorry. 50 Shades of Grey is something totally different. The 50 Shades of Brown colorway, which looks like this, knitted up. And this is the ball I have left. So I think 100 gram skein is enough to make a sweater like this. And obviously this one is a lot bigger than the minty green cardigan I showed you. But that's because you don't want to knit everything in the same size for a baby, because then they will grow out of it before they can wear it. So I think by the time he will be able to wear this, he might already crawl or even walk, which is good, right? They have to do that. So that's that. Those were all my whips. I do not have FOs this week. I did want to make another bluebird of happiness, but I got kind of distracted because I also wanted to do some other stuff for the nursery. So although these projects are not knitting projects, they are yarn related, so I'm just going to show you, because quite a while ago I bought this from Tiger, or as Maya from the Shomalin podcast says, Tiga or something like that, because this is Swedish, I think. Oh, no, it's Danish. It's from Denmark. But it's, I don't know if you know this shop, but I think it's in a few countries in Europe. I don't know if it's all over Europe, but at least you can find them here, and I don't know where else. But it's a really fun shop with all these small, fun things, cheap. Always reminds me a little bit of IKEA, but then more, I don't know, they have like all of these note books and things, small things for your bathroom, small decoration things, kitchen supplies, but then the really small things like, I don't know, milk and sugar sets, and they have games, they have craft stuff, but then like small crafty stuff. They do also carry sock yarn in the winter, which is also really cheap. I think I showed you that before. So just a really fun store if you just wanna spend a few bucks. So I bought this, which is an embroidery thing, a wooden embroidery thing. It's a fox, as you can see, and since I want to put some small decorations or things on the wall next to my breastfeeding chair thing in the nursery, I thought this would be really nice. At least this is kind of my style. So I thought, let's start the cross stitch thing. So I started, and this is how far I've gotten. And as you can see, the yarn is a little bit, or I don't know, do you say yarn? Or thread, maybe? More, is a little bit more pale than it looks like on the picture, but that doesn't matter. And I'm not really a pro at this, so I'm just doing whatever I'm doing. I'm just, and I know that every time people do cross stitch things, they show you the back to show you how super neat the back is. My back is a mess, but I don't care, you can see it. It's not at all what it should look like, I guess, but I do not care because it's all about the front, and this will be on the wall. So if people start turning this around, I'm just going to slap them in the face. So this is it, and as you might see, there is a slight difference here. This part of his face, and that's because I ran out of yarn, so or thread. You buy this set and you get these things with it. These, I don't know, bundles of thread. I don't know how you call that. And there was just not enough, so I just looked, or actually dived into my cotton yarn stash, which I also have for like crochet projects, which I actually never really do, but whatever, it doesn't matter. And I found something that was pretty close in color to what I was using, so I thought I might as well use that. But it was also a little bit thicker, so you can see that there's something weird going on there, but I don't mind, and I'm sure the baby won't mind, because I'm going to bring him up that way. If you hear that sound, that's my washing machine, because obviously I couldn't get myself to not wash today, so I'm actually doing my second wash off today, and it's only 11:30, so yay. I'm not sure where I'm going to leave all that wet stuff, but we'll see about that later. Then as I was telling you, I was looking for something to replace that thread in my cotton yarn stash. And then I saw so many nice colors, and I was like, hey, I wanted to make a basket for diapers for the changing table, to just stuff all these diapers in. So I was like, why not just pick some cotton and start working on that? So that's what I did. So this is how far I've gotten. It's still a little bit wonky, but that will be totally fine when the diapers are in. And I'm using 3 colors, but I'm almost running out of those 3 colors, so I might change color. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. I just think it just needs to be a fun basket. So I'm using these 3 colors. So a really light blue, a like normal or darker blue, a little bit more vibrant, and then this looks paler, that one looks paler in screen than it is. It's more like that in real life, but for some reason the camera doesn't always show things like they are. So what I did was just make a chain. I'm working on this with a size G or 4mm hook, as you might see. Yes. And what I just did is chain, I think 35 or something like that, and then just went back and forth with single crochets, if you know anything about crocheting, and up until I got the width that I thought was okay for a diaper, because obviously I want to stack them like this. And then you work around once, also single crochet, everything single crochet, and then you just keep working around and then it goes up. I did the first round after I went around, I did crochet only in the back loop, which makes for this edge. As you can see some kind of striped edge here. Can you see that? Also here. So I always like that because it kind of defines where the bottom ends and the sides start. And I just thought this would look nice color-wise as well. It's a lot paler on the screen than it is in real life because the blue is way more vibrant. That's a pity. Well, maybe if I guide you through the nursery and this will be finished, the lighting will be different. I don't know. I will at least use another camera because I think it's just easier to tape that on probably my phone. So I'm just going to make it like, I think that high, something like that, so the diaper just stick out a little bit, which is handy, I think. We'll see. So I actually started this yesterday evening, so it's kind of a quick project, although it does hurt my hand for some reason, but that's that is crocheting. It's just because I do it less, I think it's less of a, I don't know, my hands are just not that used to it, and it's also the yarn, because cotton, and especially three strands together, held together, is way more sturdy and absolutely not, how do you say that? Stretchy. It's not stretchy at all. It doesn't stretch a bit. So that's way more, I don't know, heavy on your hands, I think. So you have to really pull, and which is why I'm holding my crochet hook really tight, and that's where the pain comes in. So I do a few rounds and then stop because I can feel it in my hands. So I will hopefully finish that soon and have a nice basket. And then that's actually it. I also made something nice too, or I made something in a frame, but that's actually upstairs already and I forgot to bring it. So I am just going to leave that there and show you when I show you the nursery. And then I think I don't know, I'll just give you a tour of the nursery and tell you about different things that I either made or was an idea and exists, I think, of existing things. Now, well, you know what I mean, probably, and if you don't, you'll see it in the video. So that's actually it. There's no new shop update or anything. There's still some yarn left from the last one. So if you would like some, then please visit my Etsy shop. And I am planning on dyeing a new batch because I really want, I really want some yarns dyed up already, especially because, well, I'm going to give birth soon, hopefully, and I will not be able to dye then, so then it would be a good idea to dye some stuff up front, and I have some great ideas for a new colorway as well. So, but I'm not sure when I can do that. I would love to be able to say that I'm going to do that next week, and there will be a shop update by the end of next week, but I can also imagine that it's going to be a little bit tight because we have a lot of things to do. So, hopefully that will be part of my pre-birth things, activities. And other than that, I don't really have anything to say. I hope the sound was better this time. Please let me know. I am going to check it myself. And if not, I'm going to get a microphone. I just don't know what microphone, and I don't want to spend too much money. But I think I could just get one right for, like, say, 20, 30 euros, something like that. If you have any tips on that, please let me know. And if you have anything else to tell me, or you want to say something, or just get in contact with me, please do so, because I'm at home, so I can respond to you guys, and we can have a nice chat or whatever. You can do so in the Ravelry group, or private message me through Ravelry, or just leave a comment below this video. So, I hope you guys have a really nice week, and I will see you next week. Bye!